Don't. Okay, let's start. A very good morning to everyone. It's a wonderful day, and I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all present here for the webinar on vision and the meaning of Dravidian loanwords in English, organized by the Department of English in association with IQAC, Mahalashmi Women's College of Arts and Science, Partipattu, Avadi, Chennai. It is indeed a pleasure to have you all with us this morning. We are also honored and the privileged to have. We are also honored and privileged to have a very eminent resource person, Dr. D. RAJAKUMARI, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Chellammal College, Chellammal Women's College, Guindy, Chennai. Welcome you, madam, and I welcome you all of you for the webinar. So nothing is possible without a prayer. So let's join together for the prayer song.
ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தில் இளம் பிறை பாலும் ஏற்றனை நந்தி மகத்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை புந்தியில் வைத்து அடி போற்றுகின்றேனே.
நமஸ்தேஸ்து மகாமாயே ஸ்ரீபீఠே சுரபூஜிதே சங்கசக்ர கதாஹஸ்தே மகாலக்ஷ்மி நமோஸ்துதே. நமஸ்தே गरुडारूढे कोलासुरभयङ्करी सर्वपापहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी लक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी मुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
Welcoming makes a merry feast. I welcome Mrs. M.P. Sridevi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to deliver the word of thanks. Sorry, welcome address.
Shall I start?
Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege to extend a formal welcome on this remarkable day. First of all, with the blessings of our chairman, sir, and with the constant support of our managing director, S.K. Thirukumaran, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our dynamic principal, ma'am, Dr. R. Kumuduni, the creative edge of MAHA Webinar Marathon 2021. I also welcome the vice principals of our college, Dr. S. Ramasamy and Dr. U. Indumati, who have extended their support at every step in organizing this webinar. It is my pleasure to welcome the head of our department, Madam M. Selvashankari, and the faculty team of our department. who have taken meticulous care to arrange this informative session. On behalf of our management, principal ma'am, vice principals, head, faculty, and students of the Department of English, it is my pleasure to welcome the resource person of today's webinar, Dr. D. Rajakumari, Assistant Professor of English, Chellammal College for Women, who has consented to be the speaker of this session to share her knowledge with all of us. I welcome you, ma'am. I also welcome the students of the Department of English and students from other departments, staff and students from other colleges also who have joined with us to listen to this resource person's knowledge and information regarding English language. I once again welcome everyone, hoping to make this session fruitful. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Nowhere is the path, only it is their knowledge. I call upon Mrs. M. Shankari, Head Department of English, to introduce our resource person.
Good morning, one and all present here. I feel much elated to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. D. Rajakumari, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Chellammal Women's College, Chennai. To brief her profile, she is a professor, NSS of Program Officer, Staff Secretary at Chellammal Women's College. She holds a doctoral degree. A doctoral research was on William Faulkner, the author and man. She is the PhD research supervisor and guiding 4 research scholars. She is also a research advisory committee member and external examiner to various institutions. She worked as project associate in UGC major project on study of the lexical and semantic correspondence between the European and the Dravidian families of languages and reconstructions of the etymologies of Dravidian Tamil loan words in English at Presidency College, Chennai. She has presented and published numerous research articles in international and national conferences and seminars. She had chaired the sessions in international and national conferences as well. She had been a resource person and chief guest to various institutions. During the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, she had addressed the present issue of America's systemic racism in an international webinar. Her passion in academics had earned her Best Professor Award from International Academicians and Researchers Conclave and Awards and Best Faculty Award 2021 from International Society for Green Sustainable Engineering and Management. Her dedication in social service turned her to become National Service Scheme Program Officer, and she participated in National Adventure Camp held at Chandigarh and received Best Program Organizer Award. Her best practice in NSS brought her college to bag the 3rd place and cash prize from Regional Directorate of Collegiate Education for the projects demonstrated at Education Stall in Tamil Nadu Tourism Trade Fair. She has been appointed as editorial board member of the State National Service Cell, Government of Tamil Nadu. On 2nd January 2021, she had been invited as distinguished jury for the National Youth Festival state level competition by the Youth Welfare and Sports Development Department, Tamil Nadu. Other than academics, she had appeared in numerous television channels as guest and participant and also rendered her community service to various organizations. She is the trustee of Avayar Anbin Karangal, which is a registered organization. Even during the first wave and second wave lockdown period, she had visited many places and provided food provisions representing her organization, which was telecasted in News 7 channel. So it gives me immense pleasure to have you with us today, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our proposal to grace this occasion. We are waiting for your presentation, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Shankari. Thank you for your wonderful introduction. Very good morning to one and all virtually present here. I think I'm audible. Could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So before I begin my presentation, I would like to convey my thanks and morning greetings to the most respected chairman of Mahalashmi College for Women, respected Principal Dr. R. Kumudini Madam, Vice Principal Dr. S. Ramaswamy, and Dr. Indumadi Madam, and my special thanks and greetings to head of the department, Mrs. M. Shelva Shankari, who is my friend and who is my college mate. And I thank and greet all the staff members of English, dear students, and all participants. I'm happy to be here as a resource person for the 8th day of MAHA Webinar Marathon 2021, organized by the Department of English along with IQAC. First of all, I appreciate the efforts taken by the team to organize such a MAHA webinar program under the leadership of the head of the institution, which almost caters their service to more than 1,800 students. And I also thank and convey my best wishes to the organizers for the successful conduct of the 100-day MAHA webinar marathon. So without any further delay, I just get into my topic. I just share my screen. You just let me know that whether it is visible. Screen. Yeah, could you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you see the PPT? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I expect that since almost all students are students of English. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And though you just joined for BA English Literature, you would have not been much known about this etymological study. This is actually, we call this topic a brief look at origin and meaning of Dravidian loan words in English. We call it as an etymological study, which is also one of the branches of linguistics. In English literature, you'll be reading literary books and also you go for language and linguistics, but you would have not come across etymology study at all. So it remains an neglected field in India, but in foreign countries, they just do etymology study, but in India, it is remaining the neglected field, and especially in Tamil Nadu, people are not much give importance to the Dravidian languages at all. Even we feel that it is quite important to just only know English, not our own mother tongue or of like any other Dravidian languages. We concentrate much on Latin, French, or English, or of like any other languages, foreign languages, but not to our own language. So I felt that it is quite important to make the younger generation to know about this. So that's my intention of just bringing this to you. So here the topic is a brief look at origin and meaning of Dravidian loanwords in English. So here Dravidian languages, we know that Telugu, Malayalam, Kannadam, there are actually 27 languages are there, even Brahi, which is in northern state. So we have several languages, but here I just confined into just few southern Dravidian languages. Okay. And I expect students to just interact with me if possible. So here, the study of the origin and history of words and their meanings, that is what we call it as etymology. So for each word, we have an origin. Now we may just say that there are more number of words in English, but actually speaking, those words are almost 80% of the words are borrowed from other languages. So if you take, even if it is of English, we can just can't say that it is all our Anglo-Saxon words. It's all just borrowed from Latin, French, and from other languages. So we call it as influences of other languages are more in English. So here I loan words. So here I just, in the topic, I gave loan words. Loan words are nothing, just it is called as borrowing. So English had borrowed almost 4,000 and above words from Tamil language, and not just Tamil, Dravidian languages, which is predominantly from Tamil language. So my area of interest is that. I hope you can just understand if I just go further. So here, as I told you, etymology study of Tamil or Dravidian words. It was not given importance at all. So no systematic study has been done. So we don't know what all the words we use right now as English is actually Tamil. For example, before getting to the many slides, I just want to ask you one particular word. Do you heard of mango?
Yes, ma'am.
Mango. So I think when I say mango, it is from Tamil word. So you can easily guess it. Is it? If it is a Tamil word, what it could be?
Mangai.
Mangai. Very good. So unless somebody tells you that it is a Tamil word, you may not be knowing it. It is something which is of very similar in sound, so you can easily just find out. And you heard of the word called anaconda, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Anaconda, it's a very famous movie, whether we know the snake or not, but we know the movie very well. It's such a huge snake which used to just swallow everything. So here, the anaconda is actually a Tamil word, and people are not even accepting. Even in the dictionary, it is just mentioned as Sinhalese word, but actually it's a Tamil word. So what it could be? Just give me a guess. Anaconda. Okay, I just separate the words and let you know. Ane Kondan. Ane Kondan. Anaconda is actually from the word Ane Kondan. So Ane Kondan means a snake which has the capacity of even swallowing the huge elephant. So that is why we just named it as Ane Kondan. That Ane Kondan has become anaconda. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's like these. There are so many words which unknowingly we are speaking our Tamil words or Dravidian words as English. So people may not be knowing anaconda is actually a Tamil word. Like the same, there are many people might be knowing. It's not actually people who just work on linguistics, they may be knowing, but not obviously English literature students. So I think that it would be quite useful to you. And since I have only 40 to 45 minutes to just have my presentation, I limited my presentation, that is words, to only 25. Okay, not more than that. So I hope you can enjoy. Okay, here, this person is called Ronald E. Asher. He is actually a British linguist and educator who is specialized in Dravidian languages. And he's a foreign author, British linguist, but he is very much interested in Tamil loanwords in English. And he found out that in Wilson's glossary contain up almost 4,000 Dravidian words. It's just almost, but there are numerous words, but he just happens to find out 4,000 Dravidian words. And among the 4,000, 1,000 words are Tamil words. So you may not just imagine it, what those words would be. And unfortunately, I don't want to go for other things, but unfortunately, if you take right now the new Oxford dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary, you could hardly find 60 words or about. That's it. So those 4,000 words had just got obsolete, and they don't want to give any identity that those words are English words. So actually, if we do a lot of researchers, definitely we can just find more than 4,000, even 10,000 words, because we had a very large contact with the foreign country, not only with Britishers, not only after colonization or during the colonization, even before that, even during the 5th century. I'm talking about 5th century, not now. We are in 21st century, and we got colonized just 3 centuries ago, 3 and 4 centuries ago. But I'm talking about 5th century, where our ancestors, like our people, that Dravidian people, they had a large contact with the other country people. Overseas trade, you would have heard of overseas trade, even with all Jerusalem, with so many countries, European countries, Asian countries, all countries they just had trade with. So obviously, when they just import or export, they just carry those words along with them with the products. So here, this you can just find out from the wiki. This is not something which we found, but I have taken only three slides from the wiki source, and I'm just giving it to you. And recently the added word is ayo. I hope you all know about it. So recently, just 3 or 4 months ago, this particular word has been used in Oxford, added in Oxford Dictionary, and everybody knows when we get pain or when we have some kind of fear or when we just have some kind of regret, we call ayo. So, Amma, will we not say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and we know very well this ayo is Tamil word, but still in dictionary they didn't give the claim for this ayo as English word, that is Tamil word at all. They claim to be it is Sinhalese word, either from Tamil or Sinhalese. So this is how they claim. So we need proper research that this ayo is actually a word just come from Tamil and not from Sinhalese. Maybe the Sinhalese also make use of this word, but it doesn't mean it comes from Sinhalese. And moreover, long ago, even Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu, both were together, but now it's not. So we need a lot of research regarding this. And you see, these are all the words available in Wikisource. So I just read out all those words. Beetle. So the word beetle is from Vetrilai. Do you know about all this? Have you heard of all this? Have you ever come across those words? Anybody is there?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So beetle is actually from Vetrilai. So in Portuguese, actually in Tamil, it's Vetrilai, and Portuguese, it's beetle. And in Malayalam, it is Vettila. And even you could see the word kaya, kairu, from Tamil kairu. And here you see kanji. That is actually kanji, Tamil kanji, kuli. So even in America, if you watch any of the English movies, today you can come across this word kuli. They call kuli. So here in Tamil we have kuli, cot, cuttle. So here kauri. So kauri is, we call it as actually kotu. In Sanskrit is kaprada. Actually kodu, shell. We call that shell. If you know any of the grannies or tatas, you can ask. So kodu they say, and that is what just got into English as kauri. And curry, you know very well. So we call it as like curry. Enna sambar, enna rasam அப்படின்றது கூட என்ன கூட்டு அதெல்லாம் கறின்னு தான் சொல்லுவோம். So the variety of dishes flavored with a spicy sauce, we call it as curry. So here dosa, obviously you know, and ginger. Ginger is actually, see, they made it as Dravidian is uncertain because they think that it is from Sanskrit, but actually it is not from Sanskrit. It is actually from Tamil inji. Okay. Then here the word go down. I think somebody has to mute. Admin, kindly see to it. So here, go down. Go down is actually in Tamil we call it as kidangu. Kidangu ni ipa kuda solra palakam irukku. We tend to just call go down as kidangu. And you see here, gunny is actually inexpensive bag. You know, koni, we call koni pai. Okay, so that is in English it is called gunny. So these are all the words got into English, but we do not know. Maybe a few words we may be knowing, but not all the words. So here the word called toddy. Toddy, you know that liquor. Okay, palm sap, kallun cholu number. Okay, that is what has got into toddy. So here the toddy, how it has just got into English as studies. Tamil tari, and Kannada it is tari, and in Telugu it is tadu, and from Telugu tadu in English it has become toddy, and later now the recent development is toddy. So as I already told you about mango, now we can go for orange. So here orange is a citrus fruit, and the color it has named as so. People say that for the color it has been named as so, but actually this is actually from natrum kai. So natrum here, you know, fragrance. Okay, so only from the smell of that fruit we used to call natrum kai fragrance of the fruit makes us to call natrum kai, and that natrum has become orange. So it is not actually from any other languages, but obviously orange is from natrum kai. Okay. Then you see here pagoda, not the thing which we eat, but it is actually a religious building. In Tamil, they call it as Pagavadi, so house belonging to a deity. If you go to any of the temples, you can see that the Pagavadi is actually like pandal-like structure. So that is what you call it as pagoda. And Paraya, during those days, during the colonization, people who belong to that caste are considered to be outcast, but it is still is used by the foreigners, but we don't use in such a meaning. So peacock, I have a separate slide, so I'll just come, I'll tell you about it later. Then it is teak. So you know very well, teak is from teku. So these are all the words which is taken from Wikisource, which is not actually done by us. Actually, I'm not expert in linguistics, but I have the fascination towards this etymology study. And that just landed me to have being the project associate, even Shankari ma'am, she was telling that. And I did this project for almost 1 year under the supervision of my research supervisor, but unfortunately he's no more. We lost him during the pandemic. So we are about to just bring out, and these are all the researches which is just actually made by him, and I just assisted him for just bringing out these words. So here, peacock. When I say peacock, do you imagine that the word cock is from, that is imagine the P from Tamil. So other words, when I just talk about the other words, at least you can believe that, okay, there is a similar sound in it, so it can be Tamil word. But do you imagine that P is actually from Tamil? Okay, I'll explain. See, actually during the 10th century, in Old Testament, they have mentioned that Hebrew Tuki. So during the 10th century, this Hebrew people, they took the Togai from Tamil Nadu, from the South Indian continent, from the South India. So this Togai has become in Malayalam as Toga, and Telugu Toke, and Kannada Toke, Hebrew Tuki. So this is how we just pronounce, even if it's of Czechoslovakia or like of French or of any languages, if we do not know how to pronounce it, we just pronounce the words for our own convenience. So we don't exactly go for that syllable or the pronunciation at all. We just use words as per our convenience. Even if my name is called out by any of the foreigner, even if I just go for voice search, my name is considered to be like called as Rajakumari. So they don't call Rajakumari, so Rajakumari. So when they just pronounce, when they do not know how to pronounce a particular word, it ultimately just the sound of the word would completely get changed. Like the same, when they just happen to see the beautiful plumage of the peacock, they do not know how to pronounce the toka. So they just in Hebrew, they made it, they just pronounced it as tuki, and Greek it is tavo, and in Arabian it is tavus. So from Arabian to Latin, it has become pavo. And during Anglo-Saxon, they called it as pava. And in Old English, it is pio, and English, it is P, P-E-A. So the first word of the P, that is actually cock is not Tamil word, P is actually Tamil word. So this is how many words which got into English language, but we do not know that how it has just got into. And moreover, people know that the origin may be in Tamil, but they do not know how that had been carried forward. Okay. So here, the next word, eaglewood. So you would have seen this tree, and it's a kind of fragrant wood. And in Tamil, they call it as agil. Tamil as well as in Malayalam, they call it as agil. And this is also during the 10th century. The Hebrew people, they have just taken this tree from this place to their place. And in Old Testament, this word is given as algum. And in Greek, it is algomin, Greek algochum, Portuguese agula, Latin acularia, Old English aloe, and in English, it is eagle. So in English, this wood is called as eagle wood, which is ultimately from Tamil word agil. So I hope you can understand. So already I explained this anaconda. Actually, if you look at the dictionary, they say it is origin from Sinhalese. But in Sinhalese, you see henna and kanda. Henna means lightning and kanda means stem. So this has nothing to do with the whip snake at all. So this is how they gave. So I've just cropped it and just put in the slide. Sinhalese, it is Henakandia, which is mentioned as whip snake, but actual meaning of henna and kanda is only lightning and stem. So this is how we can prove that this word is not belong to the other language. So we have to see to the root of the words and have to find out that whether it is our word or whether it is of somebody's. So if we have that root in all of our Dravidian languages, then we can just confirm that it is our word. Okay. So in Latin, it is anaconda, and in English, mid 18th century, they called it as anaconda, but actually in Tamil, it is anekundran. Next. Do you find it interesting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So here you could see the image. So we call it as anekattu. Even still, we make use of this particular word, anekattu. So this is in English called as anicut. Still, it is in use. Okay, anicut. And in Webster's dictionary, revised abridged dictionary, they have given it as anicut, a dam or mole made in the course of a stream for the purpose of regulating the flow of a system of irrigation. So this is one word which is got during the period of colonization. Okay. Now, you would have seen this. Actually, we call it as paku. Is it? Vettale paku. So we call it as paku, but actually, olden days, people call it as adekai. So they just keep it inside the mouth. They call it as adekai. And that adeka is become in Kannada adeke, and in Portuguese areka. You know very well that Portuguese people, Dutch people, and other country people, they all just came here. They had been here for many centuries, and they had taken all the products, the spices, and of many things from here. They exported, imported, did everything, whatever they can do, they just did everything, and they squandered entire India. It's not something which is unknown to you, but you see, they have taken even the words, but which they fail to give importance. Okay. Here, but here in etymology, they have given that this word is from Malayalam ateka. Actually, this ateka is from Tamil adekai. So that has obviously turned to English and Erika as Erika. So here, this is something of very strange. And here, you see, probably during the Proto-Dravidian period, okay, not now, Proto-Dravidian period, actually you would have not seen this image. You can call this as atoll. Atoll means island consisting of strip of ring of coral around a central lagoon. So here you could see a kind of coral in the central lagoon. And this particular word is from Malayalam, atollan. Actually in Tamil, they call it as adal. This particular part is called as adal. And this particular word got into English long back. So it has become, this particular word become popularized during the Darwin period. So you imagine that Darwin is a very famous person who wrote in his own book. So through Darwin's writing, we get to know about this particular word atoll. So which is not much in existence now. People are not using it since it is of just naming the place. So here, this interesting fact is found out. Next, ayakat. So here, ayakat means ayakat. These places actually still, if you go to villages, people tend to use this word. They call it as ayakat, and that has become English ayakat during the colonization. So you call it as regulations, settlements, and measurements of lands also called to be ayakat. Now, yeah. bamboo. This you can just see the similarity because in Tamil we call it as perambu. And but if you take the dictionary, they just claim that origin of this particular word is from Malay, not Malayalam, Malay. So you see, this is, I just took it from the dictionary, I cropped it. So origin is given as Malay Mambu, but actually it is from Tamil. You could see the Tamil Pirambu, Malayalam Pirambu, Telugu Piramu, Kannada Banbu, Malay, actually Bulu. Later only, actually, this is how we can find and we can just claim that this is our word. Because otherwise people will say that no, you cannot claim it. And since we have that affinity, that is, that we have the affiliated languages that have the same root, we can claim it. And also Malay during the ancient time, they don't call this bamboo as mambu. They just called only blue. But later only they started calling it as mambu. So obviously the Malay people had borrowed it from only Dravidian languages. So later from Malay it is Portuguese bamboo and Dutch bamboo, Irish bamboo and English bamboo. Now it's bandicoot. So here bandicoot, which is a very interesting one. In Telugu they call it as pandikukku. So pandikukku, here pandikukku means you could see that it is
Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am.
I'm not able to get you, ma'am.
sorry, actually, my phone got switched off. I shared my mobile data only through my phone. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I think that now everything's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll share my screen now. Yes. So I was talking about pandikukku. So you heard of that, right? That is what I was telling at last, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So here, since the mouth of the rat is like pig, they called it as pandikukku, literally pig rat. Okay. So the origin is considered to be Pandikukku from Telugu. It is one of the Dravidian languages. Actually, it just taken the word from Tamil Perichali. In Malayalam, it is Perikak, and in Kannada, it is Pyandikut Eli, that is Kut Eli. And in Telugu, it has become Pandikukku, and that Pandikukku has become in English as Bandicoot. So still, you have this word in usage as Bandicoot. Here, you could see this, it's actually Bandi. So when I say Bandi, obviously you know that we call it as Bandi. So instead, more than calling it as Vandi, why they just called the Vandi as Vandi? It's because during those days, ancient times, they didn't have much transportation. So they took all the products, that is pandam, okay, whatever the like food items or of anything, they just took it through this vehicle. So from Pandi, in the olden days, they called it as Pandi, which carries the pandam. Pandata kondu ponadnala Pandi. In Old Tamil, they call it as Pandi, and in Tamil, that is a later period, in Tamil, they call it as Vandi, and Malayalam Anti, and Telugu Bandi. In Kannada, it is Bandi. Even in Sanskrit, actually, Sanskrit has borrowed this word from Kannada. Actually, most people think that Kannada, actually now the Canadians, that is Kannada people, they have large influence of words from Sanskrit. Even Telugu people have large influence of words from Sanskrit, but unknowingly, the Sanskrit also had taken certain, actually borrowed some words from Dravidian languages, which is completely got veiled. They have covered up. So here they claim that this Bandi is from actually Sanskrit word. Then later researchers found, and they just made it as is actually derived from Tamil Malayalam word Bandi. And this is also during the colonization period. And this is one of the very interesting interesting word, banyan. If I say banyan is actually an English word, you don't believe at all, because it has a very beautiful history. We all think that banyan is, because we call it as only alamaram. In Tamil, we call it as alamaram, but in English, it has become banyan. It's because of certain reason. You could see in Tamil, we call the people who are merchants as Vaniyan. Even we have the Vaniyan community in Tamil Nadu. So people who just go for any like merchant work, they be called as Vaniyan and Vaniyan community. And in Gujarat also, the people are called as Vaniyan. And the interesting fact here, how this tree had become banyan is that there was a banyan, that is, there was a merchant in Gujarat who just went to a port of Persian Gulf. He went to Gombrun, and he just made his commercial contact with the other people of these Persian, and he used to sit under the tree of this, not actually this tree, I just put this image, but he actually sat under the tree. And since that man is called as Vaniyan, people who tend to come to that place called Vani tree. So Vaniyan later become banyan tree. So this is how in English this banyan has just got into existence. It is something which is very interesting, which you happen to find out in any of the dictionary or of like any of the etymological study, you can find out. But the thing is, like in dictionary, they just showed it as only origin from Sanskrit, and through through Sanskrit, Gujarati, and it got into Portuguese, then it has just got into English. This is how the etymological study, which just shows in dictionary. But actually, it is from Tamil, Vaniyan, that is Vanigam, which means trade, and Vaniyan and Vanigam stand for a trader. So the merchant is called as Vaniyan, and that Vaniyan, since he went to that place and since he had his trade over there, he had been named as so, and obviously the tree also had got its name. So this is how you can just go and tell to anybody that banyan is something of word which is actually from Vaniyan. Do you find it interesting? I think time is running.
Yes, ma'am. Very interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
We are running out of time. So here, I just to go as fast as possible. So here, you see, we call it in Tamil, we call it as Kandu, that is Karkandu. Actually, it is from Tamil Kandu to English candy. And the other one is cash. So if you look at the dictionary, you could see the origin as from Tamil capsa. Since see, I'm not relating these words without any authentic information. We have very authentic information. Since we have similar in sound, I'm not saying these words are from Tamil. Okay, this is actually cash. We call it as kasu. So we can have the similarity in the sound, but actually not because of the similarity of sound, we just claim it. We have reason behind it. That's why we call it as the origin and meaning. So here the origin is actually, if you see Tamil, that is Latin capsa, it means in Old French, in Italy, as well as in English as only case. So case means it denoting a box for money. a case, even we have suitcase and other cases where we just keep things. So during those days, they had case where they put the money. So this case has nothing to do with the cars at all. So it is obviously this particular term is taken from Tamil kasu, and they claim it as only from Latin capsa, but actually that cannot be accepted, because you see, we have the affiliated languages also have the same term. Tamil kasu, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, and other Dravidian languages that have kasu. So obviously this kasu has become cash and not what they mean as cash. So this is a much proven word. And here it is kachu. Kachu is probably kachu, that is what they call it as. So from Tamil kachu, it's a tree, it is a medicinal tree where these seeds are taken and they could be boiled and extracted the essence of it for medicinal use. So only from this kachu, this English word kachu has come. Next. Kani. So this word is also in English. And you know very well, even Tamil poet Bharati, he says, Kani Nilam Vendum. So, you know, one Kani measures 24 grounds. And this word directly got into English during the colonization. Here. You call it as cow tree, a pillared hall of colonnade. This is what you can see. So here, the Chattiram Chavadi we used to say. So this Chavadi has become Chaute in Malayalam and Telugu Chavadi. And the corruption form of Tamil Chattiram has become the cow tree. So even this Howard Kingston, he used in his book Days of the Sun as wishing for a coolie entered the ruined cow tree to pick up one among the beggars there. I think I need to go fast. So here, Coromandel. You heard of Coromandel during your school days. You would have just seen Coromandel. That is actually Coromandel coast, but actually that is from Tamil Cholamandalam. So you can see that in Ceylon they call it as Elamandalam, and the Kerala we call it as that is Kerala we call it as Cheramandalam, and the northern part of Tamil Nadu is called as Tondai Mandalam. So this Mandalam has become Coromandel, that is the Cholamandal as just termed as Coromandel. And another interesting fact is this Coromandel, in the area of Coromandel, we had one interesting fruit, which even now we call it as star fruit. Yeah, I think that you'd have eaten this. It is quite available in the markets now. Even if you go to Kerala, you can just take, you can make use, like you can just have this fruit, which is right now called as star fruit English, but actually the fruit name is carambola, which is obviously taken from Tamil Cholamandalam, which just become Coromandel. And since that fruit gets cultivated in that is Coromandel, it is considered to be carambola. And the people, even they say that this word is actually derived from Sanskrit karmara, but actually it is not of so. Then here, Konikoli, that is Konikopoli, Kanakapillai. You'd heard of actually here, the place not here, the desk is just chosen for you to see. Kanakapillai has become Konikopoli, which is right now there in the dictionary. So here, the person who is a native accountant or clerk is called as Konikopoli. And again, one of the very interesting facts, cow. Nobody will believe that cow is actually Tamil word. So we have to believe this, because if you just search for this word's origin in English, you may not find any affiliated words, that is affiliated languages in other European languages. So here the Tamil word for cow is pasu. But during the primitive period, actually the primitives, ancestors, they used to call kudam for cow. So now we have the habit of calling this kudam as actually, which we extract the milk from the cow, and what we store, we call it as kudam. But actually they call the cow as well as this pot as kudam. So Tamil kudam means both a pot and a cow. And this kudam in the sense of cow is found in Kalitogai. And Jnana Prakasar, he derives the etymology of the word Kudam. So he is the one who found this word. And you see, even you may wonder, actually, when I just happened to just visit the library and happened to see the dictionary of Tamil, Kudavan Kudati. So Kudavan Kudati, the people who just live with the livestock of cows and others. So it is obvious we have to understand that why Jnana Prakasam claims this is Dravidian word, because he says that once upon a time that Dravidians, Sumerians, Indo-Europeans all lived together and possessed the cow as their chief wealth. So he tells that everybody lived together. All these three kind of people lived together. So they called it as cow. So even if other people claim it has to be like, but this is actually Proto-Dravidian word. The cow is Proto-Dravidian word. Now in Tamil, it has got obsolete. Now we are not calling, like we used to say, ko, but not ku. That is, but Kudavan and Kudati makes us to understand that it is obviously Tamil word. So this is actually Panam. It is in English, but this is from actually Tamil word Panam and also Malayalam. Okay. Then you see, this is actually Koel. In English, we call this bird as Koel, but it is actually Quail. Quail, why we call it as Quail? It's because it signifies a caller. That is to call. Quail means to call. Kudal, that is what we say. So to call, we just have this word Quail, and people call it as it is from Sanskrit. But actually in Sanskrit, it is not, it is kokila, okay, not quail. So only from Tamil, we got this word into English. Now you see, Ola, it is not right now what the Ola we use, but actually we call this palm leaf as Olai. So from Tamil Olai, we just got this word in English Ola. So here Portia, this we call it as Portia. It's not something of botanical name, but actually from Puvarasu, we call it as Puvarasu. That Puvarasu as just in Malayalam is Puvarachu, and in English it has become Portia. So even the girls in foreign countries, they have the name Portia. That name actually from Tamil Puvarasu. And the last slide, it is also one of the very interesting slide. During the colonization, British people, when they happen to see the women who is carrying the water on their head as Tannikarchi. So people who just fetch water called as Tannikarchi. So Tannikarchi has become Tonikachi and Tanikech. So these two words are still available in the dictionary, Hobson and Jobson dictionary, glossary of colloquial Anglo-Indian words and phrases. So I have just shown you only few words, not more. Only 33 slides. That is actually 33 slides, but I have just discussed here only 25 words. But we have, as Ashu says, we have more than 4,000 words. And now only 60 words are just acknowledged by the Oxford English Dictionary. The other words are not acknowledged at all. It is our prime duty, being the English literature student. It's not necessarily that we have to just fall on only on English literature. So we can just take linguistic study, and especially this branch of one of the branches of etymology, that is linguistics. Etymology is also one of the branches of linguistics. So people are not doing any linguistic studies at all nowadays, especially etymology studies. Since it is being the neglected study, I think that it would be useful for you, and it can just instill some kind of interest. And when you just go for higher studies, when you just go for colleges or for any research or PhD, so you can just work on it. So with that wish, I just shared this presentation in this wonderful webinar. And I'm very much thankful for my friend for giving me this opportunity. That's it. Thank you. I hope you would have enjoyed. If you have any queries, you can ask me.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am?
I'm Kumudini.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I think
Hello.
you're the principal,
Yeah,
ma'am.
good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
accepting
much,
our
ma'am,
invitation.
for inviting me
Okay,
as a
how are
guest.
you?
Yeah, I'm very much fine, ma'am.
Okay, okay. How things are going on at your end?
Yeah, everything is going on good, ma'am. It is well organized program,
Okay,
and
fine.
really, I wonder that you are just doing 100-day webinar marathon. It is something
Okay.
which is
Ma'am,
very interesting and new thing, innovative.
okay. Actually speaking, it is just an idea. I just throwed it with the faculties. Okay. Immediately they have agreed and they have started formulating
It's a
it.
wonderful idea, ma'am.
I am so happy.
Actually, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
My faculties,
Pardon?
because whenever I say something, yeah, okay, but I don't know how far it will take place. Okay, for it is because of hello.
Yeah,
Can you
your
able
voice
to
is
hear me?
breaking, ma'am. Your voice is breaking.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear now?
Now I can. Yeah, now I can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Actually, it is just an idea. I don't know how far it will take place. Okay, for the next 100 days, but still we are trying towards it. Okay, so it is just
Definitely, it will go good, ma'am.
shown. Fine. Okay.
Yes,
How are
ma'am.
you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm fine, ma'am. How about you, ma'am?
Okay. Thank you for this
Actually, if it
wonderful
is of
session,
live
ma'am. Okay.
session, yeah, since it is of online, I didn't get the opportunity of meeting you in person, but definitely I'll just come to college
Yes,
and
I'm
meet you.
hoping to have in future association. Okay, hoping to have an association with you in future.
Definitely,
Efforts.
ma'am.
Okay, so definitely we will
Definitely.
be inviting you. Okay, for the upcoming programs.
Of
Okay,
course.
please
Thank
accept
you
our
so much.
invitation and we welcome you on behalf, ma'am.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hope the session was so much interesting actually because I was held up with some work. I couldn't able to join in the beginning. Okay. I'm really sorry for that.
Okay, ma'am. It's no issue at all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you, Shankari.
Yes. If anybody has any question, they can ask me, ma'am.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Your good
Ma'am,
name?
may I, ma'am?
Yeah, of
Shivapriya,
course you
ma'am.
can. Shivapriya. Yes, Shivapriya.
Yeah, ma'am. Before, ma'am, very
Thank
interesting
you.
too.
Thank you.
My question is, what all the words you have mentioned here, is there any proof that it is derived from Tamil word? It is derived
That is
in
what
Tamil
we are
language,
just,
ma'am?
yeah, actually, how we find that we cannot just go for any evidences, like only we can refer in the books for lexical evidences. Okay, like I said, cow. Okay, when I say cow, I can't simply go and say that cow is a Tamil word. We have to just look at our dictionaries, and especially etymology dictionary is not available. Only Burrow and Emino, you can make a note of it. Burrow and Emino, they have done extensive research on Dravidian languages, etymological words. Okay. But other than that, we didn't find that those foreigners only have done. But in India, people have not done any kind of extensive research at all. So we have to just come forward to make such researchers. That is what we are just calling for. And we can't just blindly say any word as something which has similar in sound. Since we have similarity, like as I told you, cash. Okay, since we have kasu, we cannot just simply say that Kas is from cash or cash is from Kas. But we have to prove the lexical evidences. So when we take the European languages, the affiliated languages, if you just look for the root words, it gives the meaning as only case. But when we look at the Dravidian languages, Dravidian affiliated languages, everything denotes the coin, which is people called as Kas. Right from the old age period, that is from ancient period, people started calling it only as Kas and not case. So these colonizers, when they just got into country or during the any of the centuries when they had overseas trade, those days they would have taken our Kas and they would have called it as case. That is what. So this is how we have to find the lexical evidences. We have to refer to the books. So that is what even Jnana Prakash, when he claims that cow is actually from Tamil word kudam, here now we are not using the pasu, that is we are not using the cow as kudam at all. We are calling it as only pasu. So he's just dragging, that is he's drawing the evidences from the old texts, that is like Kalitogai, if we have Kudam, which means both the Kudam as well as the Pasu. So this is how we have to find the meaning. So we have to do extensive research, and also it is not single person cannot do it. We have to do it as a project. And myself, I just worked in this project. This was actually UGC major project, and I worked as an associate for Presidency College almost for a year. So we happen to find these words. So it's not possible to just do single-handedly, but if everybody starts to put effort on it, definitely we can do. I hope you answered. I answered for your question, Sir Priya. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
Cleared, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions? Did you find it as interesting? I just want to make you know that there is a kind of study and which you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
This is Divya.
Divya. Yeah. Tell me, Divya.
It was a very, very interesting session. Thank you for the session, ma'am. And the last doubt was very clear, and I thought we can start doing some papers on etymology.
Yeah,
you gave a scope of trying some papers in future. So thank you for that, because these kind of research is what is more required in our department. Thanks for opening an eye. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Actually, foreigners are much interested in etymology study. Even they are doing research on our own words.
But
so that is what even
can
when
we
I
claim
just
like
mentioned.
this, ma'am? Can we claim the result like this? Like when we find the old novel or epic or whatever in Tamil language, in the word, if it is used in that epic, then can we claim that this word belongs to
we
Tamil?
can claim. We have to prove the evidence. We have to provide the evidences for them. If we provide, like Jnana Prakasa provided the evidence that it is there in the Kalitogai. No, I'm not getting
so
you.
Like that, we have to produce an evidence for it. That will
we
be
have to. Yeah,
so
we
that
have
will be
to
the
provide.
Evidence, right,
actually, when I. Yes, actually, Divya, when I happened to see this particular word cow, which is just belong to Dravidian language, I didn't believe. Because being a Tamilian, I cannot believe that since somebody says that cow is actually a Dravidian word, because we are not calling we are calling only pasu now. We are not calling cow. Okay. So when people say, even I didn't believe, but when I happened to see the lexical evidences, what Jnana Prakasa produces, then I thought that, okay, this is fine. And also I just go through in the dictionary, even you can just look at the Tamil Agradi. Okay. There you have the particular word called Kudavan and Kudati. So Kudavan and Kudati who just take care of the cattle. So we get to know that those livestock people who just take care of, they are called as Kudavan and Kudati. Obviously, they use that pot as Kudam, and even they call the Pasu as Kudam. So only from that word we got this cow. So now we have the lexical evidences, we can just prove it.
The topic itself is actually very, very interesting, ma'am. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
It is what to say, eye opener for many things, many new words as well. Like as you said, cow is unimaginable too.
Actually, I wish that all students should just look forward for this kind of research in future.
Laptop
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for the
Hello, ma'am.
given. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Shall we go for a virtual photograph, ma'am?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Kalai, are you ready?
Ma'am.
Okay.
Participants are asked to switch on their video. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to say a few words. Actually, right from the beginning till today, we are wondering about English language, and it's a worldwide celebrated and accepted and acknowledged language. But today, we feel very proud that when we come to know about our Dravidian languages, we too contributed many number of words, a lot to the English language. So that really makes us proud. So only with our support, English has become very popular. So it's a proud moment. This is my personal opinion. Anyway, thank you for the information, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much for each and every one, and also for the opportunity you have given to me. And I also thank and convey my best wishes to the organizers for the successful conduct of all the days, like 100 days of MAHA webinar marathon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I leave?
Ma'am, vote of thanks.
Okay, okay.
Good afternoon, all. I deem it's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our Chief Guest, Dr. D. Rajakumari, for giving a brief look on origin and meaning of Dravidian loan words in English. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our respected chairman, Sir S. Kunjitabadam sir, our managing directors, S.K. Thirukumaran sir and S.K. Sendil Kumar sir for their generous support in conducting this webinar. Our deep sense of gratitude to our principal ma'am, Dr. R. Kumudini, who gave valuable insight and encouraged us for organizing this webinar. Our sincere thanks to our vice principals, Dr. S. Ramaswamy and Dr. U. Indumati for their guidance in making this webinar more innovative. I thank Mrs. Jyoti, Head Department of Computer Science, Mrs. Krishna Lakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Mrs. Shailaja, Assistant Professor, Department of BCA, for their support in arranging this webinar. I thank Mrs. Amrin Selvi, Assistant Professor, Department of BCA, for her technical support. I thank our department head, Mrs. Selva Shankari, and my colleagues for their unified work, which led to the success of the webinar. I thank our third and second BA English Literature students, and special thanks to Ms. Shivapriya of second BA English. I thank heads of all other departments and faculties and students, those who have joined this webinar and made it a grand success. Once again, I thank you all.
Thank you so much. I think we can leave.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Shankari.
Thanks a lot.
I'll talk to you over the phone. Huh?
Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, shall we leave now, ma'am?
Yes, you may leave. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.